Someone smart said it right, it's the golden rule. Multiple income streams, that's what keeps you cool. The trading game is best learned when you get in the ring. Every trade's a battle and preparation's the key to everything. To everything. So welcome to JC's world, where the futures get fun. The truth about prop firms under the morning sun. Join me live, let's trade the NASDAQ ticker and Q. Break down the market moves, me and you. I'll share my strategy, the wins and all the pain. Unfiltered, real time, through the sun and through the rain. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, there's a spot for you. Honest takes, live action, and prop firm drama too. So welcome to JC's world, where the futures get fun. The truth about prop firms under the morning sun. Join me live, let's trade the NASDAQ ticker and Q. Break down the market moves, me and you. Daily live streams, future strategy on fire. Prop firm updates, taking you higher and higher and higher. Community insights, that's the final key. Learning, growing, leveling up for all of us to see. So come on in and let's get it done. It's not financial advice, but a journey for everyone. Real trader talk, yeah, that's the real one. So welcome to JC's world. Someone smart said it right, it's the golden rule. Multiple income streams, that's what keeps you cool. The trading game is best learned when you get in the ring. Every trade's a battle and preparation's the key to everything. To everything. So welcome to JC's world, where the
All right, looks like we had some mic issues. There we go. Good morning. Good morning. Carlos Lopez, Yvonne, good morning to everybody. Let's take a look at the news. We got 8 minutes to the open. News right now. It looks like we got some news on Fed. The pressure continues on Mr. Powell. Fed's Kashkari reversing course on rates may be better than waiting. 2 rate cuts this year still seem appropriate. Okay, so it looks like there's a divide at the Fed now. So again, the pressure for Powell to drop rates continues. The Fed needs to respond to the slowing economy. All right, so they're continuing to push. We got 10:30, 8:30, 9:30. Yep, 10:30 news. These times are Arizona. So we're good until about 10:30 a.m. in terms of news. Now let's take a look at the charts. You guys hear me now? Hopefully you can. You still can't hear me, huh? You should be able to hear me. Hit the live button. You should be able to hear me. All right. As far as charts, so let's go back to last night. We had this push up, and we attempted to push above this 170 area, which is the pivot point. That pivot point around 170. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, guys, on the mic. I actually didn't even have it plugged in. This pivot point, this level right here, this 170 level, that's where we have this pivot point, and we've had indecision. We tried to pop above it, look above and fail, tried to flush below it, look below and fail. Now we're going back and forth on this pivot point at 170. So looking at what we're going to do in this range, we are in a range, right? If you take a look at the overall range, look at it something like this. Going into even yesterday, that's what that range looks like. Came down, flushed, consolidated, flushed again, consolidation, pushed. We're now back into this range between 130 and 230. It's about a 100-point range. Let's see what happens. Potential test. The gap fill down here around previous day low. You got overnight low, so it's going to be tricky. It's going to be a P for patience day. The charts are all over the place today. We had a little descending channel here. We broke out of it. Now we're in this little range. Gonna have to see if we take a look at the 15-minute. There's that range that we just identified. It's been going on since yesterday. After this initial flush, we tried to look below, we failed. We tried to pop out last night, failed. We tried to pop below, failed, and we're right back right in the middle. It's that pivot point, that 170 pivot point, that indecision. So are we in for further downside, or are we finally going to base out of this and start pushing up? Find out. It's going to be tricky. But that is what we've got today so far. All right, let me transparency there we go, a little better. So we know that's the range. There we go. Okay, so that's the plan. I'll be right back, guys. All right, so that's the plan. Morning, Christopher. News until 10:30, so we're pretty good for the first hour at least. It's a chop. It's a mess for the last, even since last night, throughout the night. It's been a pretty chop in this range, indecision. Let's see what nasty NASDAQ wants to do today. We could go for an initial gap fill reversal play or a bounce. Will we break out of this range? we're stuck in there, right? We had a little look below and fail. What I tried to trade last night. We popped out, so we're in this bigger range, trying to determine what's going to happen. So P for patience today. We got 2 minutes for the casino to open. Let's try to capture some green. And 1 minute. 1 minute for casino to open. Good morning, Ivan, Carlos, Christopher. Morning to everyone. It's all over the place today, so we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. "30 seconds. Casino opens in 30 seconds. And casino opens in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lemonhead, good morning. All right, here goes that initial pop. $200 SMA providing support right now. Let's see if they can hold that support. All right, coming down. VWAP is at 150, 145 is the 200 SMA 5 minute. May have been the attempt to hit VWAP. Pushing. About 54 points on that. And it's pushing. Targeting that overnight high. How high will it go? All right, looking to get out of this range that we've identified. Aim to the top. Is it going to pop out or come right back down? Carlos, you traded the pre-market, already hit his target on NQ across 5 sync accounts. Nicely done. Being done on pre-market, that's huge. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so it's continuing to push. Pushing. 240 next. All right, starting to come back down. Struggled at that pivot point, came to the 200 SMA at 230 and initial rejection. All right, starting to come right back down. All right, little rejection. Coming back to test 200. Let's see what it does here. That was a nasty candle for that 200 SMA. Was a 30-point candle. 213, the high of this candle, down to 165. Wow. All right, we got some volatility today, so be careful. That was a nasty 1-minute candle. So the chop continues around this pivot point. Attempted to break out of the range, pushed right back down to the pivot point. That could be the test. But so far, it is, if you're trading this, see profit, take profit. All right, let's see if we can get a flush down here. Test the bottom of the overnight range. The gap fill. See what it looks like. We're going to have another bear is in control morning. Careful. Lemonhead, you got that flush? Nice, man. That was a nice little short up here at the overnight high. We're at the pivot point. Let's see how far they're going to flush at VWAP. Attempting to flush below VWAP. Be a little patient here and see how far they want to bring this down. Chop is real. Be profit, take profit today. All right, looks like they want to bring this down a little further, probably to test the bottom of this range, potential gap fill down here. But I'm not trusting it. All right, here they go. Stop right there. That's some chop right there. Lemonhead is short at 160. We are attempting to be in a descending channel. Starting to form a descending channel, right? Boom and boom. Still too choppy. My liking. Think Caesar's been scalping it? Yeah, man. It's been a scalp fest for sure. See profit, take profit on this chop. And they're popping it again. Oh, they're battling it out. Not interested. Too choppy. And here they go again. So far they did a nasty push up, push down, and push right back up. Staying away for now. All right, here they go. Starting to get momentum. They're gonna pop out of this. Trappy. Wow. Some nasty traps right there. Woo hoo hoo hoo. That is some nasty chop right there. Wow. Okay, gonna hop on along here. Playing the breakout of that 15-minute opening range. Let's hope I don't get trapped. Come on. Push. See if we get 20 points on the breakout at least. That's 250. Not going to get too greedy on this breakout since it's so choppy. Let's see if we can get 20 points on the breakout. Come on. Push. And the trap again. See if it holds at the 9. If it's going to flush below that 9, then I just got trapped. Trapped. God damn NQ. Oh, yeah. All right, got trapped. Wow, what a trap. All right, let's see if there's any bounce at the 200. Otherwise, I got trapped. Lovely. Top fest today. Oh, man. That's some choppy action today. Let's see if they can continue this bounce. Otherwise, gonna have to find. Just got to this pivot point and struggling. Here they go again. That nasty trappy behavior. Trying to pop out of that range. There you go. Still, they can't pop out. Let's see if they can pop out with this this choppiness. I'll probably leave my TP where it's at. If I get hit, then take a break. Otherwise, we're in some nasty chop. All right, here they go. Looks like they're going to make a move, but I'm not interested in this move. It's way too choppy. So hopefully I can get my TP hit and walk out for a little bit. Oop. Ejected again? No, you got to be kidding. You got to be kidding me. That's some nasty chop. Ugh. Struggling. Trying to pop it. Wow, that's chop right there. That's nasty chop. As nasty as it gets. Here they go again. They're attempting. And they push. Got the rubber bands playing back and forth, back and forth. Wow. That's chop. Can't push out of that pivot point, so this could be it for the move up. And here they go again. Chop is real, man. That's some serious chop right there. All right, come on, pop it. Attempting one more time to pop this. Need a quick boner candle, otherwise it's gonna fail again. Here we go. Come on, pop it. Pop it. You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna bring it back all the way back down again. Wow. Stop free. Come on, one boner candle. That's all I need. Oh, wow. Not getting it. Nope. There we go. All right, we got it. All right, that's some nasty chop. Not interested. I'll wait for it to calm down a little bit. That is nasty. But we're in the green, but that was as ugly as it gets. That was shaking you out left and right, trying to hit your stops multiple times. I was like, I'm not gonna get shaken out. It's either gonna flush me out or it's gonna give me the play. So for now, I'm out for a little bit. Let's wait for this thing to calm down. It is nasty. That's some nasty price action. Looks like now it's finally breaking out and we got a huge play to the upside, but oof, you had to endure on the chop. All right, we got a little 30 points there, right? I think we got more than 30 points. That was down about 400. Yeah, I think a 30 or 40 points on that. What was this? 213 to 249. So about 30, 35 points. Okay, I'll take it for now. So I'm going to let this cool off. NASDAQ is choppy today. See where it wants to go. And they're going to run this today. Then let's wait for a pullback and hop on along. But yeah, we do have that ascending channel and it's breaking out of it. See if they bring it right back down to the bottom of that channel. If they do, that's nasty price. It's within the channel. It's ascending channel. That's what it's supposed to do. But still, that's some nasty price action. All right, there's the breakout out of that channel. Yeah, I can't long this. Much as I want to do momentum FOMO trading, it's based on how choppy it was. I don't want to get trapped up there. Of course, when you don't enter on momentum, that's when it rips. Looks like it's going to take off. 325 is the next pivot point. But I'll have to wait for some type of pullback before I participate on this long. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, bulls are pushing. It's been nasty. Hasn't been easy. All right, let's see if we can take some type of pullback here. All right, they're coming back into that channel. Wrapping some late entry longs, potentially coming back to the bottom of that channel. That would be 60 points. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah. It's a wide channel. You got to be careful. King Caesar. King Caesar needs the millisecond chart. I think King Caesar would kill it on the, say, 100 millisecond chart. King Caesar is the king scalper. Scalping the 2-second chart. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a pullback. It's been sure they're pushing, but that was a nasty push up. This chop right here was a 30-point chop. It's you're scalping, you gotta you gotta have some cojones to hold on to those trades in that chop. We're gonna see. We'll see if we can get a pullback. Let's see what happens if we come back to the bottom of this channel. That's a 60-point drop. We're at 280 down to about 220. 60-point drop incoming. That's some serious chop right there, trapping some longs. Now the question is, are they going to hold the top of this range for a continuation to the upside, or are they going to come back into range and do it dirty? Seeing how they've been doing this dirty all morning so far, I wouldn't be surprised if they come back down and then flush it back into range to then pop it. Nasty. So I got a little unlucky on timing. When I saw the ascending channel building, I was looking for the breakout here on this long. Unfortunately, the breakout happened here. It's timing. I got pushed down to the bottom of that range, pushed right back up. 30-point consolidation. As long as we didn't break the range channel, I wasn't getting out. And then we finally had the breakout, but at that point, seeing how choppy it was, I'm not interested in holding any longer. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for a significant pullback and see if we get any type of. So here comes that 60-point drop we talked about to the bottom of the range. Now the question is, will they flush it and do it dirty? Potential test of the 200 SMA again, or will the channel hold the top of this range? In other words, the breakout area holds as support for another move up. Either way, probably way too choppy for my liking. But I came in the negative from last night, about 400 bucks down, so we recovered the loss, and now we're up about 275 across each account that I'm copy trading. Let's see what happens here. Good thing is I'm confirming levels as we go, right? This level right here held. This level was consolidation level, resistance. We came to this level, resistance. So as we go, I'm confirming all these levels because eventually start using them as we're building this week. All right, here goes that 60-point drop we talked about to the bottom of that channel. Now the question is, will they flush it to a nasty move on bulls right now and bring it right back into range for the potential play top? Based on how nasty it's playing, I don't know if I'm interested. If they do flush that back into range, as dirty as it gets. Flushing it. There's the bottom of that channel. This is where the bears can get very dirty and flush them out. In other words, this is technically the long entry for the bounce, right? You come back, break out, you come to a top, you test that bounce area again. You got longs entering right here, right now, for the bounce. They're gonna do it dirty, they'll flush it. Otherwise, the bounce will play and it continues. Based on how choppy, my hands are off for now. The bears want to do this nasty. They're going to trap bulls entering on the bounce area. In other words, and they can flush them pretty drastically. Peter Chan, good morning. 204 is the 5-minute 20 EMA. All right, looks like bears want to do the dirty and flush them out. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a nice 20-point flush candle right here. Watch the flush, watch the flush. Boom. All right. So they're doing it dirty. Coming back into range. Got 200 SMA at 183. Peter is telling us that the 5-minute 20 EMA is at 204. Didn't get a touch yet. If the bottom of that channel holds, then they're pumping it. But that is some nasty. If you look at the 5-minute chart, that is some nasty chop, man. I'm not interested. I'm not pushing my luck today. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Woo! Look at that chop. Here they come for that 20 SMA. 200. The question is, will they flush it all the way back down? All right, there's the flush we were talking about. So they're doing it dirty. That's dirty. Hey, you see profit, take profit. Gonna shatter dreams today. That's a trap, bro. Look at this. They flushed it down, trap for bears. They pushed it up, trap for bulls. Look at this, boom. Pushed it up, nasty consolidation. Pushed it up, brought you right back down. Not trading this, hands off, hands off. Asking for trouble. It's a jigsaw puzzle. This, if you're looking for a pattern, it's a jigsaw puzzle. That's when you don't trade or scalp literally for 5 or 10 points. It could work for you, may not. That's about it. All right, so now they're popping it. See if they can bring it back into that channel and continue their move to the upside. Bears were unable to flush these entries. This is technically, like I said, this is technically the bounce area on the breakout. They were not able to flush them out, so now you're seeing retest of this area. Let's see if the bulls can pick it up from here. I'm still not interested with this nasty chop. Nope, not doing it. All right, bulls are trying to hold that ascending channel. Bears want to do the nasty and flush them all the way down to the bottom of this range. See if they can pull it off. Based on the chop today, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Little chop fest this morning. One trade so far, got some drawdown, but we didn't get shaken out with that nasty chop. Just playing that channel. If we had broken out of that channel, I would have had to close, but got the initial TP, and like I said, I came into the New York session in the red from last night, down about 400 bucks, and now we're up 275 bucks per account. But not pushing my luck. This is a nasty chop. If it doesn't calm down, then I'm done for the day. At least for the morning. Take a little nap and come back for closer to power hour. I have a feeling these bears are going to flush those longs out. There they go. So nasty trap. They had the look above and fail. You had some long entries here for the bounce on the breakout area and flush. They're starting to flush them out. So now I'm not going to get interested in any longs probably until down here. Definitely not riding the short on the way down either. We'll see. Nasty NASDAQ doing it dirty today. Dirty, dirty. Volatility's back. Summer's over. Good morning to everyone. If you're new to the stream, I live stream from Arizona. That's why my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. Today we caught some green so far, but not pushing the luck. See if this thing calms down a little bit. Do me a favor, if you're new to the stream and you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Doing this every morning. New York Open, New York session, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And I'm also doing the late night Asia, 9:15 p.m. Dirty, dirty. Look at this. They're going to flush it. I'm telling you. Trapping all those longs. And trap after trap this morning. Woo-hoo-hoo. Here we go. All right, volatility's back. We're back to seeing 10, 20, 30-point candles. All right, here they go. VWAP, 200 SMA. That's dirty. That's dirty, dirty. So I'm not interested in even playing this bounce at this point. If this is the failure of that 300 of the 300 area, and they're just going to push this down, then I'm going to wait to get confirmation that there's continuation on this flush. Too volatile. Not pushing my luck. You just flushed through VWAP. Come into this level now. Was a bounce area, right? We held that area for some time. But like I said, this is a nasty candle. What, 200 all the way down to 166? Another 30-point candle? Another 30-point 1 minute candle. It's the NASDAQ. Volatility is back, boys. Yeah, this is dirty, man. I'm not interested. This is 10-15 point scalps. Overstay your welcome and you'll pay. Unless you're swinging it. If you're swinging it, then you gotta take some drawdown. Now the question is, are they going for gap fill and all the way down to 80, which 80 has been a support level. Look at I would think that 120 area has to hold. Now we're going down to 80. They're going to flush this level. The next one is right here at 120. Still not interested. This level holds the 170, right? That's the pivot point. This is the level that we were battling last night. For those of you that were trading last night. Here's my chart. Here we go. Right, this is that ripper that I got caught on short, and we came right here to this 170 area, hovered, broke out, came back. That pivot point is critical. 170 area. If they flush it, then yeah, of course 120 is the next possible bounce area. If not, then we're going for a full gap close, gap fill. And I don't know, with this volatility, I'm probably not even interested on playing any bounce right now. Hands off. We are in a descending channel. We're in a tight descending channel. That's the same descending channel angle that we saw on Thursday and yesterday. Very tight, but firm in terms of direction. You don't mess with these tight channels. Tighter. Look at this. I've been burned trying to fade those tight descending channels. So we're gonna have to wait for resolution of this. If we're just coming down to 170 to test the pivot point and that's the bounce area, then let it play out. Yeah, they remember the last 2 days that we've had a directional day to the downside, they flushed pivot points viciously. In other words, they know people are entering here. This is where the longs are starting to enter. On Thursday and yesterday, they trapped them and they flushed them 30-40 points 40, 60 points pretty quickly. So we'll see if they're going to do it again. I'm not falling right now for that long trap. It is a pivot point. It's technically a bounce area, but I'm not messing with 170 right now. I got flushed on Thursday at a pivot point. Pretty nasty. They did it again yesterday. I wasn't in a trade, but they did it again yesterday. And then the day you don't enter, there's the bounce on the pivot point. and it respects it to a T. All right, so if we look at the 30-minute pivot point, right now we are bouncing. Right? We came right here. Blue line is that pivot point. I think this is the, you guys want to look at, there we go. Blue line is the pivot point. We came down, tested it. We've tried to push below that pivot point a couple times, and now, what is that, a 40-point bounce so far? Maybe that is the bounce area. Based on volatility, letting that one go. Well, the good thing is NQ's back. NQ's back. Summer is over. Here they go. They flushed them right back down. Look at the 5-minute. That 5-minute chart is. This is the 5-minute chart. What is this? That's chop. All right, the pivot point held. They bounced it there. Yeah, you don't trade this, man. Sometimes it's okay to walk out. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Look at a 15-minute. Doji, Dune, Doji again, potentially forming. Yeah, no. But it is shaping out to be a nice little bounce with some direction. Just waiting for it to calm down in terms of chop. And we're getting in and out of channels, right? So we started with this one, we get into this one pretty quickly, and if you can't switch that quickly enough, you get trapped. And now we're in this ascending channel. You got to be able to adjust on the fly. And another pivot point test. Yeah, this pivot point seems to have a lot of indecision, so I can't trade it. It's literally a coin toss. Now you can scalp it for nice. Seems like every scalp is good for about 10 points. Push more than that, and you're overstaying your welcome. But most Most bottoms are solid for a 10-point scalp, maybe even 15, and same thing with tops. All right, guys, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to grab some coffee, see if this thing calms down. For now, it's a roller coaster. You're gonna get chopped up eventually. Walking out for a little bit. I'll be back. Grab some coffee and quick bite. All right, we're back. So I guess that pivot point bounce is playing out. Channel's holding. Look at that. Channel held. See if they get the breakout again on that, it's called the 15-minute opening range. There's the breakout again on that 15-minute opening range. Is this it? And now are they going into blue sky territory? .1 minute candle, about to become a 30.1 minute candle. All right, that was a 20.1 minute candle. They're gonna flush it right back down into the range. They're playing these channels, just how quick they go in and out of channels. .20 pop, 20-point flush. Nasty. That's some nasty action right. Two micros long, up 850. Really? That's how much you can make on a 2 micros. Nice. All right, they're starting to do the rubber band. Same thing we saw here, this little rubber band action. 30 points up, 30 points down, 30 points up, 30 points down, 30 points up, 30 points down, and they eventually bounced right out of it. So we're seeing that pattern right here. That could be, it could go either way. But usually when you see rubber banding, you'll see a breakout. Looks like today for the upside. It's pretty similar to what we saw here when you guys saw me cut this rubber band. And boom. There's the boom. Oh, not yet. And it looks like we're going to get a boom right now. Ooh, no. Rubber banding continues, although it is starting to build buying pressure now. But again, I'm not. This is way too nasty price action. So far the rubber banding has been to the upside, right? We saw the rubber banding here, 20, 30 points up, 20, 30 points up. We saw this boom, 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 and we popped. Then we saw this rubber band right here, boom, 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 and it popped. Now we see another one, 1, 2, 3, and it looks like it's going to be another pop. There's the pop. So far the rubber banding has been to the upside. But it's risky as hell. Well, good morning. Good morning to everyone. Watching ST NASDAQ with a crazy chop fest. That 5-minute chart looks insane. Let's take a look at the 5-minute again. That's a roller coaster, man. Look at the 5-minute chart. What is that? What is that? Wow. Scalper's heaven right now. But good morning to everyone. If you're new to the stream, I live stream from Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind York Eastern. Doing this every morning, Monday through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. And also doing the late Asia session, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. So they're in that channel, but again, way too choppy. And now after that roller coaster ride, it's starting to slow down. One more time, they're looking to push above 300. 325 is the next pivot point. Jesse James, I struggled last night, but this morning, epic comeback. Thank the Lord. Signals were fired. Good stuff, Jesse. Happy for you, brother. Now it sucks coming into New York in the red. I came into this session in the red. I was down $400, I think. I recovered that and now up 275, but this is way too choppy to press my luck. Well, volatility's back. It's moving. It's moving fast today. And they're doing it dirty again, flushing it right back down for that channel. Jesse, so far I'm liking the switch to 150Ks. Yeah, man, you can breathe. 150Ks, you can breathe with drawdown. As long as you're not over leveraged. It takes a little longer to get to payouts, but 150Ks allow you to breathe when you're drawdown. King Caesar, 50Ks. 50Ks are the payout machine. I do agree with King Caesar. If you're looking for payouts with burn and, you're going to be blowing accounts. You're also going to get a quicker, more frequent payouts. 50Ks are payout machine. $150Ks, you're dragged out a little longer. You blow less accounts, but your payouts are also dragged out. I may try some 50Ks this month. Only a few for more of a aggressive scalping. But I'm enjoying my 150Ks. You blow less accounts. As long as you don't trade it thinking it's a 500K, fine. All right, looks like two look above and fails on this 230 area. That's also where you have the 200 SMA on 30-minute. So we had a push up, failed. We had another push up, failed. Bears finally going to start picking up some momentum on this. Now we're hopping in and out of channels, right? We went this one, this one, this one, and now we're in a descending channel. Flipped on you in about 3 minutes. Got to be able to read these pretty quickly, otherwise you're trapped. Quick in and out of channels today. All right, guys, I'm going to take a little break. It's nasty. I'm going to be back about 10-15 minutes. I'm taking a little break from this is very trappy price action. Draws you in. Might take a while to calm down. So I'll be back in about 15-20 minutes. Gonna have breakfast at this point. See if we get any better price action. All right. Oh, wow. It's still didn't pop out, huh? Starting to build some direction. All right, so now we're back into an ascending channel that actually started at the top of this descending channel. But I may be done for today. Just to finally getting direction. 15 minutes. Now let's see if we can get approaching that 325 pivot point that we talked about earlier. But probably late to the party trying to long this. King Caesar, it looks like the traps are over. In other words, we had all this consolidation for finally the directional play. Now the question is, are they still going to play in this channel for a little pullback and then to pump? But it's looking like now we're pumping for sure. Usually what you get with a lot of back and forth and consolidation. Now we're finally starting to see clean direction. $325 is the next pivot point. See what happens up there. So if they're going to have their move to the upside, then I wouldn't mind a pullback, hopping on a long, potentially testing this 260 area. Price action looks a lot cleaner now. Definitely squeezed anybody getting excited on the short. If they held thinking this was the move to the downside, well, they paid. They paid. But it's been ugly for sure. The morning has been ugly. You finally got a clean directional play. Question is, how far will it go before the pullback? I don't know, man. It's still very choppy. May call it a day. I was hoping that we were already in bull mode, bull rally mode, and just pumping, but nope. Alright, so it's respecting the channel, coming potentially back down. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens at that pivot point 325. We're pretty close to the pivot. Should be an area of resistance. We look at the 5 and the 15. Right, this is that pivot point, the blue line. We look at it here. That was a support area, strong support area, that can now become resistance. In other words, initial pullback, this support area is that pivot point 320. So if this is the pullback on pivot point, see how far she goes. Getting close. I'm sure they're going to pop it right to 325, and then the question is, what are they going to do there? They have steam. It looks like they have the strength. They're going to push right through that pivot point. A little too late for me to enter. Yeah, you got room. You got room for a pop above that pivot point. Usually they exaggerate it, so you would have room to like 330, 340. They pop it. But it's also slowed down significantly now. This the stair stepping now. They're going to start stair stepping it up. Low for sure. All right, here we go. Potentially trying to target the bottom of this channel on a pullback. Slow. As long as it holds the 9 EMA, you still got the push up. They're looking to pop it. You're at the pivot point. Pivot point's at 325. Usually they pop it another 10, 20 points before you see a pullback, or they'll continue. They're definitely building momentum to the upside now. We're out of the chop, but they're stair-stepping it up. All right, well, if anybody's still tuned in, good morning. If you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. We're doing this every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, and Monday through Friday, 9:15 a.m. Eastern, and also doing the late night Asia, Monday through Thursday, 9:15 p.m. There's also the, I'm going to delete this channel. There's also a channel that they built all the way from down here. Actually gives you the pop that I'm talking about. So potential pop above that pivot point right here. The 325, 330, that's a 30-point pop above that pivot point. So now the question is, what's going to happen at the pivot point? Of course, that's why we're starting to see it slow down. We came right to that pivot point. It was literally a pivot point to pivot point day. We hovered around this 205, call it 200 pivot point, and we blasted right up to 328. They're going to continue the push, or this support area now becoming resistance. Pivot point, so we'll see. All right, I think I'm calling it a day. Slowed down. It's nasty, and looks like I missed the one little directional play we had, which was the bounce at this pivot point. I'm going to call it a day. I'm up a little bit, nothing significant, but I also came into the New York session in the red. I was down about 400 bucks, so recovered that, and now up 275, I think. Today, that's it. Go take a nap. Come back for power hour. All right, Caesar, good luck, buddy. Good luck your trade. I still think they're going to pop that pivot point. As long as they don't break below this channel, you're good. But the pop is pretty quick to 360, 365. See if they pop it. I think that's what standard pivot point move. Pop it, and then that's decide to stay or not. Goes the pop. They pop it. And they pop it. Yep, they're looking to pop it. Probably a quick little move to 365, and then who knows what happens at that point. King Caesar up 690. Nice, brother. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get some moves definitely throughout the day. I'll come back. I take a nap and probably come back closer to power hour. I just want to see how fast or how far this pop is going to, if they pop the pivot. There it is. Grinding it, but looks like they want the top of this channel. All right, guys, I'm calling it a day. Have a good one. Hopefully you guys caught some green today. If you're into red, don't make it worse on yourself. I'll see you guys for the evening or late night Asia traders. I'll be back tonight, 9:15 p.m. and I'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m. That's it for me. A little too volatile and missed the bounce of the day, which was pivot point at 170. That looks like it. But walking out for today. Jesse, have a good one. Caesar, have a good one. Everybody else, have a great one. I will see you guys either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Someone smart said it right, it's the golden rule. Multiple income streams, that's what keeps you cool. The trading game is best learned when you get in the ring. Every trade's a battle and preparation's the key to everything. To everything. So welcome to JC's world, where the futures get fun. Truth about prop firms under the morning sun. Join me live, let's trade the NASDAQ ticker NQ. Break down the market moves, me and you. I'll share my strategy, the wins and all the pain. Unfiltered, real time, through the sun and through the rain. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, there's a spot for you. Honest takes live action and prop firm drama too. So welcome to JC's world, where the futures get fun. The truth about prop firms under the morning sun. Join me live, let's trade the NASDAQ ticker NQ. The market moves, me and you. Daily live streams, future strategy on fire. Prop firm updates, taking you higher and higher and higher. Community insights, that's the final key. Learning, growing, leveling up for all of us to see. So come on in and let's get it done. It's not financial advice, but a journey for everyone. Real trader talk, yeah, that's the real one. So welcome to JC's world.